was really alone, when I first started and being a mompreneur. And the women that were available, they didn't have kids. They had these groups, right? They had these connections, but they didn't have kids. I'm like, of course you can grow so fast because you don't have any kids on deck, Like, how am I supposed to structure my day around my kids and go to that next level?
Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable. Hello, welcome. In today's episode, I'm pretty much going in live in my Facebook group because we are launching and kicking off the Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit Self-Care Edition, June 7th through the 9th. So get your free ticket or upgrade to VIP. And if you're listening to this episode and you've upgraded to VIP, I will send you a Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit mug. So just send me an email at hello@lindamendable.com with your proof of purchase, and I will send that immediately to you. So in this episode, I'm sitting down with Cassie. We're in our Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group, and Cassie is my launch strategist. And if you haven't heard that episode, please go ahead and check her out because she's absolutely amazing. And she has made this process so easy. She's so down to earth, and I'm so grateful and thankful for her. So we are just basically talking about the importance of self-care and, going through motherhood and basically understanding that we need boundaries, we need connection. And that's one of the reasons why Monetizing Mompreneurs exist. Because when I was a younger mom, because I'm still a mom and I will always be a mom, but when I was in my early phase with, two littles under 3, I really wanted connection, and I really found that no one around me really understood what it was to be an entrepreneur as well and to have littles, because your time is one of your most precious commodity, right? How do we delegate that time? And so I was really inspired to develop a group, not just about connection, but also about visibility. Like, that's one of the things, because I've noticed when I was first starting as an entrepreneur, I was like, man, I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about. I know about marketing and sales. And, I want to, share my expertise with others and help others get to where they want to be, because I love helping ridiculously talented people. And so I saw how difficult it was to get in certain platforms, right? To be seen, or to given a chance to get on a podcast, right? Or to be given a chance to get into be interviewed or something like that. It's almost like you have to have all of these accolades, right? And all of this visibility for people to open a door for you. And I understand that because, you got to bring value to the table. So I wanted to give a space that if you were a beginner, that you can be visible and show your expertise and get some experience, right? And get the opportunity to speak to others. And so FB Lives was born. And that's what Monetizing Mompreneurs affords. And so every Wednesday, we have a free option for you to be basically marketed into our Facebook group. You get to go live in our Facebook group. We market you in our email list, and we have over 1,000 subscribers in our email list. I know it's still small, and some of you that might be big, and I know a lot of you that might be small, but you got to start somewhere, right? And at the beginning of my business, I did not focus on growing my email list. I focused more on just communication and marketing and all of that. And then I grew into, oh, shoot, well, hold up. There's an experience that people are, that I want to bring to people when it comes to my brand, right? There's an experience I want to give. And if you focus on bringing that experience in a virtual level when it comes to online marketing, that's where you find the winning pieces. So you got to understand, like, your brand is an experience for your followers, for your consumer, for your clients, for your leads, for that one person you're meant to reach. And so I've always, approached my marketing and my business like, okay, I'm building an experience. And so I've always tweaked the experience. I've always made things quicker, faster. How can I make this easier? What problem am I facing with communication with the client? Where can I do better? Where can I save time? Where can I streamline my systems? And so that has always been one of my goals, is efficiency, right? Efficiency, providing that experience, understanding, like, putting myself, and I should dare say, put yourself in the client's shoes. What are you going to experience? Like, if you were just to hop on, right? So I think about, okay, my podcast. They're going to hop on my podcast, and then they're going to probably want to check me out. They're probably going to, put Monetizing Mompreneurs or Google Monetizing Mompreneurs, and what's going to pop up. What is the SEO on that? They're going to maybe join my Facebook group. What is the process in that? And one of the things when I first started the Facebook group, people were requesting for me to collect their emails. It wasn't from the get that I was doing that. It was a legit request. And so I put that in, so when you sign up to the Facebook group, boom, I collect your email. Then later on, I put in an email sequence, boom, get zapped. I don't zap it. I actually go in manually because I want to see if people are filling it out. And I decline anyone that does not fill out like what I'm asking, because usually those are spammers, and I don't want any spammers in my Facebook group. And so, boom, I pretty much have a form that I manually type in, because I could use group leads. There's a Chrome extension that you can actually pay for that is, that basically it zaps it into a spreadsheet and then zaps it into like your email. I haven't really dug into it. There's actually 2 of them that you can research, and basically they both do the same thing. They basically work with Facebook and get integrated, and basically, it automates that whole process. So I really believe big in automation. Like, before you hire that VA, first automate, whatever you can automate, do that. Get your scheduling app, get your scheduling tools. Like, what do I use? I use Meet Edgar. You can go into lindamendable.com/resources. You can see all the tools that I use. There's some affiliate links there, but you can use all of the tools that I use. I use Meet Edgar. I use another tool, Missing Letter. Love Missing Letter. That thing will have a whole year campaign of your, all of your, blog posts. And it will make it like, it will bring it back to front of mind in Twitter, in your Facebook page, in LinkedIn, and absolutely love it. So I use that. And so that's why my Facebook page, it continually brings up other posts, right, that people can click in. And it's just extra exposure, right? Pinterest is so great. I love Pinterest. And then I make sure that when people look at one of our images, that they understand, oh, that's Linda Mendable, or that's Monetizing Mompreneurs. I can just tell, right? So brand recognition, right? Because that's the experience. Brand recognition is also an experience that you can provide. So anyways, having that whole process, having, all of that. And yeah, I kind of lost track on that one. I went down into like a little bit of a whirlwind in there. But basically, I sat down with Cassie. We talked about the importance of self-care. And I really want you to join us this June 7th to the 9th. It's going to be live. It's from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. EST time. So if you're in the West Coast, holla at your girl. I know you're probably going to be joining us a little bit earlier, but still going to be a lot of fun. So join us, get connected, because connection is so important. I hope you enjoy this episode, and thank you for tuning in.
All right, we are live. Welcome, Monetizing Mompreneurs. I am so happy you're here. I am your host, Linda Mendable. If you don't know me, I am a web designer and tech gal. So if you need any help with that, just DM me. No emails, please. No, just kidding. But anyways, we're kicking off the self-care summit edition to Monetizing Mompreneurs. So for me, self-care is a really, really big deal because I really think that self-care is attributed to personal growth. I've spoken with many amazing professionals, and they absolutely have said and have told me, because I always ask, what is your secret? What changed the game for you? And they always, every single one of them has said, it has been when they started doing more of a personal growth and the inward parts of how they're thinking, that's when their business flourished and actually changed. So when we think about self-care, we got to think about it as being personal growth. What do you say, Cassie, about that?
Yeah, well, because, right, they say you can't pour from an empty cup. So self-care absolutely goes into self-growth, because I know how much since starting my business, myself has grown by leaning into the challenges, leaning into what I need, setting those boundaries. Yep. I think you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, without self-care, without actually that personal growth aspect, we can actually be burnt out. We want to quit. We don't want to keep on going. And really, it's all about, like the tortoise, you got to just keep on going, keep on showing up, and not try to burn yourself out and trying to get there as quickly as possible. I mean, and try to be really strategic. So I really wanted to create this edition to really help you with your boundaries, help you with your hiring out. I really feel like that's important with self-care. And so I'm just really excited. And I want you guys, when you're coming into these summits and when you're coming into these networking sessions and you're coming in and you're joining us live, I want you to understand the importance of that connection, of that live connection, because I have been part of many groups, and every single time I'm part of a networking group or a networking session, I leave with a client. Or, if I'm in a speaking engagement, like in our FB lives, right? Where we ask you to come on live. Oh, my daughter, we come on live. But we're monetizing mompreneurs, right? We're with little ones, raising littles, and being in business. And so I know you, Cassie, had to give your little one a little icicle pop
right now, just so we could come in. We were just to speak with the speakers, and so we're really excited about those women that have been specifically chosen just for this portion. Linda, as you shared and broke down self-care and why it's so important to us, especially just as women in the roles and the hats that we wear, you also created this group just for those women, and they're here in this group, all the over 2,000 of them, because I'm leading you. You designed that. They came through this process with you, and those that are speaking are a part of this group, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep. Yes. And so, okay. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the opportunities that you guys have here in Monetizing Mompreneurs. I really developed this group so we can actually build authentic connections, right? Not just authentic connections, but that you can actually grow your business just by being in this group, by showing up live, by serving, by being part of our private podcast, by being part of our summits, right? And so we have a system. So first, when you first come into the group, you get an email sent. It's kind of like our funnel. You get an email sent with all the things that we have available, right? And I really think that you need to capitalize on our FB lives. I mean, you get access to engaged women, over 2,000 women. We have high engagement in this group. People are connecting with one another. People are showing up. People want to know what's going on in Monetizing Mompreneurs. And I'm getting a lot of requests. So I want to make sure that I am doing things slow and steady, that I don't burn myself out, but at the same time that I'm serving you all. So the FB lives, that's how you can help me also create this community even better, right? So I need your help. I need you to fill out those forms. We email you, and basically you show up live, we feature you, and then you get also invited onto the podcast. Like if you ever wonder like, oh, how can I get into Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast? Get on the FB Lives, because you're already in our system, and we actually see that, and we see that, okay, you're coming into the group, you're adding onto the group. We love what, we check you out. I check all of your links. Like I've been in contact with almost every single one of you. I look at the numbers, I look at all of that, and I'm seeing like, okay, who's engaging, who's showing up live. I'm reading comments, I'm reading how you guys are interacting with one another. And that's what I want to do, because I created the group. I was really alone, when I first started in being a mompreneur. And the women that were available, they didn't have kids. They had these groups, right? They had these connections, but they didn't have kids. I'm like, of course you can grow so fast because you don't have any kids on deck, Like, how am I supposed to structure my day around my kids and go to that next level? I had to learn everything little by little. I had to learn about dubsado, contracts, right? Bartering, how to barter effectively, that it doesn't leave each party feeling like they're being used, right? And, having a contract in place, all these things, social media, scheduling apps. I mean, all these things tools are available, but some, people are not giving such information freely sometimes, right?
How about how to show up with kids around? How about how to go live with children? It's already hard enough to go live without children and learning curve. How about meeting with clients with children? Like, these are things that will literally get in your head.
Yes.
So this is a wonderful place you have created that we don't have to pretend like we're anything but.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend. People know that you're a mom in this group. They know you're a mompreneur. They can understand, like, there's a dentist appointment, a doctor appointment. Oh, I gotta go pick up my kid, he's sick. I gotta.
I'm 15 minutes late because XYZ.
Diaper blew out.
And there's grace. There should be grace in that area. There should be that kind of flexibility. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what like I've been very blessed that I'm a stay-at-home mom. Yes, I have a business, but I don't have to feel like I don't have any adult interaction, right? Because sometimes you want more, you want a bit of friendship, right? You want more connection because you're not in a workspace, you're not an employee somewhere, right? And you're not, over the fountain tank saying, shoot, the boss has, blah, 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 whatever. Where is that interaction? Where is that, adult interaction, especially that we need, going through postpartum? I remember being an entrepreneur, giving birth to my 4-year-old and having a web design business, having a major client, on deck, and not having a great community that I can glean off of or have direction, and feeling just alone, and almost having that postpartum depression, and then, you're the only one you're talking to is your spouse. Like, you don't understand. You go to work and there's people there. You could talk to other people. You're not, you get to drive outside of the house, right? And
it's really hard to grow. It's got to be an exceptional woman. I really do believe that. Like, there's this exceptional place, this capacity that you have, and a desire to really stretch yourself to have children and a business. Like, that is a calling almost. Like, that has got to be something a little bit more. And to the woman that says yes to that, and I love Linda because I have my own thing and I see my story behind it. And I love that I've got to get to know you, and I have seen your real story behind building this business. It is a real place, and it's a real desire. And I think that is really sweet, that it's not fake, that really is its pure intentions, and that you have built it to be sustainable in that kind of a way. Yeah, that's
thank you so much, Cassie. I mean, I've also working alongside you, and to be honest, it's a breath of fresh air, because you're going almost through the same thing that I'm going through, right? We go through these ups and downs, like, oh my gosh, I'm doubting this and I'm doubting that. And just having someone to bounce your ideas off of is such a big deal, right? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this is normal. I didn't know, feeling a little bit stretched thin or giving my kid a popsicle before lunch is normal when it comes to doing what it takes to like, I gotta pop in live. I know if I don't do it now, I'm gonna procrastinate because I got a lot on my plate. And right now is the time to do it, right? And like having those moments, right? And not feeling alone, like, oh my gosh, and then that mom guilt that can come because you're juggling so much. And then you don't understand, no, you're doing good, mom. Like you're doing amazing. You're an incredible mom. You're an incredible woman. And just adding this business is not taking away from you being a woman, it's actually adding on to, is adding on to who you are as a person, who you are as a mother, and who you are as a friend or even spouse. It's just adding
Really
on.
is. It is not. That is so good. It's so good. It is not taking away from you. It is absolutely adding to you. Okay, really quick. If you're in here and you're in this Facebook group, where do they go? Where are the speakers at? What are they talking about? Do we have a link that we can drop in there if we can't right now?
So if you want connection and you understand that the abundance is out here for every single one of us, and you have a pending dream, or you want to be an entrepreneur, or you want that extra support, or you just want to show up and maybe be in a place that things are transforming and that abundance is coming and that connections are being made, because all you need is that one connection, that one message that's for you to take you to that new possibility, that new realm, that new reality, that new mentality, to kind of like take you right from where you're thinking now to, wow, I never thought about it like that, and expanding your vision, because without vision, the people perish. And so when it comes to these events, go to monetizingmompreneurssummit.com. I'm going to add it in the chat. Okay. We're creating this for you all so you guys can connect with one another, so you can expand your reach, and it's all about connection. Like I want people to walk out.
4 of these, I know 4 of these quarterly, but instead of giving it to you to where it's overwhelming, Linda really has met your needs as moms, that it wouldn't be overwhelming. Just the 3 days that it is, and you can pick where you want to go, who you want to see. I mean, and if you're able to knock them all out and see them all, that's wonderful. Like she's just done a brilliant job. So go check out the website. The way that she has laid this out for you, it is not going to be overwhelming to you. It is going to meet your needs and meet you right where you're at. You really want to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And grab the VIP. It is an investment. And when you pay attention. That is the truth. I've seen it in my own business. Like when I invest in things, I am more likely
I'll show up.
To show up.
Show up because I put my money there.
Yeah, even if it's,
and I think twice about where my money goes, right? And so if I put it there, it reminds me that at this time it was important to me, and it still is important to me. But things, right? We get squirrels, things come through our view, and then all of a sudden that dentist appointment or that is more important. But this right here, to be able to do the VIP, you can go and visit it when the dentist appointment is over.
Yeah, because things can happen.
I mean, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget I had a dentist appointment on Thursday and I showed up for something, and then
yeah, and then you get access to the speakers, like paid items that they're pretty much giving away for free within, I mean, not, like it's practically, because you get so many resources that if you missed the live, boom, you still have access to those resources that would have been like a higher, paid item, maybe a $97 course that they're giving away because of you investing in yourself by getting a VIP ticket, because this is an investment. I have everything that I have like invested in within my business. There's always been a great takeaway, an amazing takeaway with every single investment that I've made, like has taken me to like the next level and the next level. Like I learn from every single investment, whether it's a poor investment or a good investment, I get something out of it regardless, because I'm investing not in the product itself, but in myself. Like, Linda, I believe in you enough. I believe in myself enough to prioritize this and add to my learning, add to getting, different perspective, add to allowing opportunities to open up for me, especially the opportunities of like the networking events that we're going to be having, the opportunity to ask your questions live to the speakers that are going to be speaking, because there's a section that you can ask if you have any questions about what the speaker has spoken about. You can do that. I mean, and then we did the Business and Marketing Summit, and you get access to the replays of that, which we had FB ads. We had about, the power of podcast pitches, which Cassie did. We had like about podcasts and marketing within podcasts and private podcasting, and some of these episodes, some of these speaking agents are going to be in the podcast, but a lot of it is not, and so you're going to get the goods when you make that investment and you decide like, what, I'm going to show up. And if you believe in what we're doing here, so if you believe in what we're doing here and you believe in the message that we have, that it's about community and it's about coming alongside one another, then I would definitely say like, shoot, what they say, like, whatever you believe in, like, let your dollars holler.
That's great. I had a saying I was trying to pull out this earlier and it was not coming at all. That's so let your dollars holler, whatever you believe in. Yeah. And and I'm thinking, I had never been a part of a summit. I've been a part of a lot of things, but I'd never been a part of a summit. And so if you've not been a part of it, like it's a really good time to come in and figure out, or if you want to create a summit down the road, it's great to go in and see. And then also just being able to take notes. How nice is it to just sit and take notes and not be the one that's even speaking?
Shoot. I mean, like I said, like I know that my business changes every time that I show up to these events, especially like if I show up to, someone's hosting a networking event and then I show up even a virtual one, I know I'm leaving out, with an amazing connection every single time. There hasn't been a time that I've shown up, I don't leave with an amazing connection, and it's not about like, I'm not even dropping like my website or anything like that. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm a web designer. This is what I do, and this is how I help people, right? Your elevator pitch. Sometimes that elevator pitch can take you to places that, wow, you're just blown away. So whatever your profession is, work on your elevator pitch, come to the networking events, get poured into, right? Especially with self-care, which we need that as moms, especially as moms, right, Cassie? Goodness. Yeah. So yeah. So anything you would like to say? Because Cassie is a launch strategist, and Cassie has been helping me with our Monetizing Mompreneur. Her episode, I have a podcast episode of her is dropping on Monday, so please tune in. But basically, Cassie has been, all in this. And what do you think about like the summit and the work that you're doing?
I've had a blast. Because as a launch strategist, not only I've got a toddler screaming, I've got not only to help to do what I love, but I get to be on the back end and see your vision. So I get the inside peek on your secrets and what you're doing and how, I mean, guys, because here's the deal, like we can always think somebody's like, oh, that's cool. But then you get in and connect with them and meet with them. It's a whole nother world. It's really a whole nother world. So I like the way that you're bringing people together to connect in that way. Because it's like what they have and what they offer to each other is so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know we got little ones that are waiting for us, but if you haven't gotten your ticket, get your ticket, get the free ticket. You don't even have to go in and do the investment. Like we're going to be here regardless. We're going to be showing up. We're going to be here. We're here for you. If you have any questions, please email me at hello@lindamendable.com. If you have, or even DM me, whether it's messages and stuff like that. Be patient with me on the emails because of the hectic schedule that I currently have with selling the house, trying to look for a new home, because we're trying to do a 30 to 45 day close, and then we're turning around putting something on another house. I mean, it's wow, and you guys know how the market is, right? The market is it going to crash? Is the market not going to crash? No, it's not crashing. Interest rates are the lowest it's ever been. It's still kind of low, but it's not, because basically the market was at 10%. I'm all in this. The market was like at 10% before this whole influx came, but then they dropped it to 2%. That's what made everybody go cray cray. Everything doubled. And now it's at like between 6 and 7%. The national like thing is 7%. It's still lower than what the other percentage is, even though the housing has doubled. Think about it, with a crash, banks don't like to put out loans for you to buy a home. Sometimes you gotta have like cash money on hand, depending on how it is. So whether you're thinking of buying a home like me, like, am I buying at a good time? Am I not? Oh my gosh, all that stuff. That's what I'm going through, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know. But anyways, offers coming in, some falling off. We had an offer come in. We accepted it. They had to back out because of finances. And then I posted, like, we sold the house. I had to delete that post. The house has not been sold. And Lord willing, I'm going to be on the other side during Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit. I'm going to be like, guys, we got a new house.
And that will be a wonderful joy when that drops.
Oh man, I hope everyone can celebrate with me. So grab your ticket, monetizingmompreneurs.com. Put any questions that you have in the comments or send us an email at hello@lindamendable.com. Definitely get back to you. Cassie is in this group. If you're looking for a launch strategy, I don't want nobody to take her away from me. But I must say, Cassie is one of the best people I have worked with. She's made this process so easy. Like, honestly, I pretty much set it and forget it. And Cassie's like, Linda, you need to do this. Linda, we need to show up live here. Linda, we need to, and like, cause we have a schedule. I've done all of like the prep work and the schedule thing, but Cassie has been on me with like, certain deadlines and getting together of the speakers and just managing the whole launch. That, to be honest, if it wasn't for Cassie, I would probably be under a rock, curled up, thinking about what am I going to do with my life.
But here's the deal, Linda, it's not without Cassie, because Linda makes smart decisions for her business. So she doesn't have to go under the rock. And that's who you are. I'm so excited for what Linda's doing. I'm so excited to be in this group. I'm so excited to be a part of the launch. I have learned and grown so much by being a part of her. Thank you for highlighting me. Thank you for highlighting me.
It's the truth. It's not even a highlight. Like, it is what it is, the truth.
And I don't take a lot of clients because I have limited amount of time. So you, probably no one's going to snag you from me. I'm going to go do what moms do. And thank you for having me on. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com. Sign up for the Blog Cure, which is an awesome course that I created that will help you set up your blog or take your blog to the next level. And join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Easy.